There are moments in life that don't come with a loud bang, but with a silence sharp as a blade, where the narcissist who once dismissed your love suddenly realizes you were the best thing they ever had. But sadly, they only realize it once you're already gone. They don't regret hurting you. They regret losing control. And now, without you there to forgive, to love unconditionally, to sacrifice without expectation, the emptiness becomes impossible to fill. In today's video, we'll dive deep into the journey of awakening, where you are no longer the victim, but the silent, powerful, and untouchable victor. If you've ever loved a narcissism, if you've ever felt your identity distorted in a relationship filled with control and pain, then this video is for you. Stay until the end, because what you're about to hear may be the mirror that reflects a truth you've always felt, but never had the words to name. And don't forget to hit subscribe, because this healing journey, we're walking it together, one step at a time. It once believed you would never leave, that your kindness was endless, that your patience was a silent form of consent. In the world of a narcissist, compassion is not appreciated, it's exploited. Genuine love is not cherished, it's twisted into a tool for control. And you, the one who loved with your whole heart, became a piece in a game they thought they were winning. But they forgot one thing: even the kindest soul has limits, and your silence was not weakness. It was a quiet earthquake signaling a powerful withdrawal. They didn't see it coming. They were blind to the times you let things slide, to the tears you hid, to the wounds you healed in silence. And then one day, when you stopped waiting for them to change, stopped explaining, stopped holding on, that's when they felt the icy void left behind. A narcissist doesn't lose you the moment you walk away. They lost you the moment they believed you would never have the courage to go, the moment they thought you loved them enough to endure endless pain. But true love does not come with captivity. It doesn't require you to disappear so someone else can feel powerful. And you finally understood that late, but not too late. When you left, you carry hatred, you carried truth, that you deserve to be seen, to be respected, to be loved the way you once loved them. And when they realized that, they didn't face remorse. They faced the collapse of the illusion they built. They once thought you'd come back, that you were just upset, that your retreat was temporary. But the day you didn't return was the day they understood. The one who had been most patient with them had walked away for good. And that wasn't just any loss. It was a loss that forced them to look at themselves, only to see an empty reflection. No one left to mirror their image. No one left to admire them despite the damage. And in that moment, for the first time, they felt what you had endured for so many years: the loneliness of a one-sided relationship. Part 2, the long night of realization. They don't recognize the loss at the exact moment you close the final door. Narcissists rarely respond with pain. They respond with ego. They tell others you were weak, that you betrayed them. They deny everything you did, every sacrifice you made. But when all the lights are off, when they are left alone in a room once filled with your patience and unconditional love, that's when the emptiness begins to echo. It's not a loud sound. It's a draining silence. It's the absence of a soul who once tried to understand them to the very core. It's the lack of gentle eyes looking at them on their darkest days. And they begin to feel something they cannot quite name: longing. But they don't miss you in the way a lover misses their beloved. They miss being the center of someone else's world. They miss the submission, the endless forgiveness, not your true self. The truth is, they never truly saw you. In their eyes, you were merely a mirror reflecting back their own image, not a soul with feelings, values, and boundaries of your own. They never saw the pain you hid, the exhaustion you swallowed, or the times you forced yourself to smile even when your heart was breaking. And now, without your presence to calm the storm in their mind, they begin to realize the warmth they always took for granted. He was one of a kind. But this realization doesn't lead to genuine remorse, because narcissists are not accustomed to confronting their own faults. They don't want to take responsibility. They want to reclaim control. They will come back, but not to love you better, only to see if they can make you waver one more time. Part 3, when power no longer works. When they come back, it's rarely with genuine remorse. It's with strategy. An apology drenched in regretful tone, eyes that look at you as if they've just seen the light. But if you pay close attention, you'll notice they don't speak much about the pain you went through, but about how good we used to be. They don't ask how you managed to survive the hurt. They ask why you left. A narcissist doesn't feel pain for hurting you. They feel pain because you're no longer there to be hurt. They don't mourn the loss of love. They mourn the loss of power over a heart that was once so loyal. And when they realize you no longer react, no longer forgive so easily, no longer silently endure, that's when true fear sets in. They used to control you with guilt, with rewriting the past, with making you question your own reality. But now you're no longer trapped in the distorted mirror they created. You've stepped outside. You're not looking for an apology. You're seeking peace. And to a narcissist, that is the ultimate betrayal. They try to pull you back into the old cycle by bringing up sweet memories. But what they fail to understand is this. You've learned to see the truth behind every charm and gesture. And no lie can ever bind a soul that has awakened. Part 4, the cost of their numbness. Ironically, the very things they once saw as weaknesses, your empathy, your compassion, your ability to truly listen, are now the things they crave the most. They look for you in others, but no one listens like you did. No one sees through their arrogant facade like you once could. Then the comparisons begin. No one is as patient as you were. No one gives unconditionally like you did. No one enters their life with such an open heart, expecting nothing in return. They start to realize what you gave wasn't softness. It was a kind of strength they never understood. But here's the problem. Realization doesn't mean transformation. Regret doesn't make them better. It only fuels more rage that they can't turn back time. They might play the part of a changed person for a while, but soon enough, the mask falls off. Selfishness, possessiveness, and emotional numbness return to the surface. You once tried to save them. You believed that love could heal all wounds, but now you know. Healing can't happen when the other person refuses to heal. You were never meant to be the cure for their soul. You are someone who deserves to be loved in a healthy way. Part 5, Yunokanav. When you no longer need them, the painful truth they have to face is this. Not only did you leave, you never looked back. You didn't just move on. You began to shine, and that confuses and even wounds them, because in their world, you existed only as a satellite orbiting them. But now, as you glow brighter without their artificial light, they finally see you were never weak. You were simply too good for the wrong person. They once believed you would return. That loneliness would weaken your resolve. But you've learned to love yourself. You've rebuilt every shattered piece of your self-worth, every fragment of your trampled dignity. And the new home you've built, peaceful, steady, has no doors left for them to walk through. What hurts them isn't just that you're gone. It's that they can no longer reach you. You've become untouchable, unshakable, no longer the person they once knew. Because that person has grown, has become strong, has become free. Part 6, when peace becomes a declaration. Perhaps the thing that frightens the most isn't your silence. It's the calm within that silence. You don't retaliate. You don't reopen the past. You don't try to prove anything. And that stillness, in the eyes of someone who thrives on control and chaos, becomes the loudest declaration of war. Your peace disorients them. Because in the past, they could shake your emotions with just a few words. Now, you simply smile and walk away. That inner maturity, no longer needing anyone's validation, has become a barrier they will never cross. You don't need them to understand you. You don't need their apology, and you don't need them to witness your healing. You only need one thing, the freedom to live true to yourself. And you've claimed it. Not by winning, but by letting go. Part 7. They lost what can't be replaced. There will come a time when all the lights of admiration fade, when shallow relationships fall away, when attention is no longer enough. They'll remember, not with hope of reconciliation, but with a deep sense of loss. They'll remember you as living proof of something precious they once held in their hands and never valued. You were the real thing, the light in their chaos, the heart that never loved halfway, and now that love no longer belongs to them. You walked away not in fury, but with dignity, not in vengeance, but in clarity. And that is why you win. Not in their eyes, but in the radiant rebirth they will never be able to reach. And in the end, you realize the most important truth. You were never weak for loving the wrong person. You were simply someone brave enough to love wholeheartedly in a world full of pretense. Your trust, your forgiveness, your compassion. Those were never signs of failure. They were proof that you loved with a heart unafraid of being hurt, unafraid of sacrifice. And now, having risen from the very place they tried to break you, you haven't just survived. You've been reborn. The narcissists may have shattered your trust, distorted your self-impinging your own mind, but they did not destroy you. Because the most beautiful part of you, the part that knows how to love unconditionally, the part that sees the good in others, still remains. But this time, it will be protected. Because you've learned that love should never come at the cost of your dignity. Real love never asks you to lose yourself just to keep someone else. They may have forgotten you quickly or pretended you never existed, but you don't need to live in their memory to exist. True worth does not lie in the recollection of someone who devalued you. True worth lies in how you walk forward. Steady, self-possessed, radiant, with a heart no longer manipulated by illusions of love. If you're walking this journey, the path of awakening, letting go, and rebirth, know this: you are not alone. So many like you have weathered that storm and emerged on the other side with new wings. Don't fear losing someone who never knew how to love you. Be grateful that you've found yourself again. And if the story touches your heart, if you see part of yourself in this journey, don't forget to hit subscribe. Because here, we don't tell tales of sorrow. We tell stories of recovery, awakening, and the triumph of souls who were once broken but never defeated. Stay with us, because healing is not a solo path. We'll continue together, one step at a time. And next time they think of you, what they'll see is not someone who's dependent or desperate. They'll see someone who once loved them with their whole heart and still chose to walk away with their head held high.